That's a good way to start a day out with a nice sunrise on the water. Headed for LeClaire. Sixth video. And folks, now these come out every Friday. But, hit the subscribe button if you want to know when they come out. Besides, that helps us. But, we know how many people are actually paying attention if you like and subscribe. A lot of industry through here, towboats and stage tows, and if you're around the corner, you get a lot of places loading and unloading facilities. And we run into people all the time that all that stuff in towboats. They're always waiting for them and this and that. Remember, we wouldn't have the lock system if it wasn't for them. There you're coming up on the 280 bridge. A little interesting part for us. Amy's from northern Illinois, and I lived there for a number of years. And we did a little bit of boating on the Rock River. The Rock River actually empties in. If we get up here about where that boat in front of us is, and turn to starboard, you'd see it. Little debris in this section, as you can tell. The river's still high here, but not as bad as it was before. It is coming down. This is probably the worst stretch we see the rest of the way up. Check your charts. Active Captain, Waterway Guide, contact information for all these locks and bridges, be it phone numbers or usually a VHF channel. If you need the bridge to open, you call them, and obviously if it's train bridge, they can't open when there's a train going across, but other than that, they'll open up and let you through. It's fun, these locks on the Mississippi where we just catch the lines. You always get to talk to one of the guys, and they're usually so gosh darn friendly. Of course, they're interested when they see boats from out of town, which is less common up here on the Mississippi than it is on the rest of the Great Loop route. You go to the locks that have the floating pins. A lot of times you don't even see anybody. I forget the name of it. There's a casino just over here to port, just underneath this bridge, with a marina that you can stop at. It might be, depending on the water level, it might be a little shallow for big boats, but if you're a casino person, hey, stop and check it out. Another thing to note here is we're coming up to 14. You can see off to the side there, looks like a little lock. That's their auxiliary lock. And on the weekends, they'll put the pleasure craft through that auxiliary lock. And that's real important to know, not so much if you're headed upstream, but if you're headed downstream, you can't, there's a wall off here to the port side that it's underwater, you can't see it, but you can't go over it either. The other side of this bridge, you'll see the start of it. Oh, I guess we didn't quite see it. Anyway, it's clearly marked on your chart. If you're going to the auxiliary lock, you got to start up here. A little look at the twilight. We're going to see them tomorrow, or in your case, next week. This is a nice little free dock. It was well built. Some trash on it. And certainly a lot of water flow through. I would not recommend coming here on a weekend because the boats don't seem to care. They all rock you. Hey folks, we're back again for another landing drink segment. I'm Wes.
I'm Amy.
Just watched us make it from Fairport, Iowa to LeClaire, Iowa. Nice day out there, though.
It was.
Of course, we're having to remember this right now because we're doing the video later. But no, it was a nice day. We a lot of industrial as we approached the Quad Cities there. You know, you've got Davenport, and Rock Island, Moline, and Bettendorf, or technically the Quad Cities, but a fair amount of trash was coming down there between there and Lock 15. Probably the most that we saw since we left Keokuk, as far as I can remember.
Yeah, because I actually thought we'd seen the worst of it. Because we saw a lot of trash go past while we were at Keokuk for those 3 weeks. We saw big trash.
Well, and we saw so much high water
that most
there and after.
Right, we thought it was gone.
Yeah, now the water, it's still a little high, but it's right in there where it should be.
Yeah, not as crazy.
We went on. We didn't stop in Davenport. We got some friends there. We'll stop and see on the way back. We didn't stop at the casino. There's a casino along there. I'm not a casino person. She is.
No, not much for gamblers.
I forget what day it was we went through, but we were through during the week, so we went through the main chamber at 14. And then after 14, we passed under the I-80 bridge, and there's LeClaire.
Yep.
There's an interesting story about this, though. I'd planned to stop at this dock, a couple days ahead of time, while we're going through Davenport. It just happened to hit me. Wait a minute. Isn't LeClaire? Isn't that where the store for that show on the History Channel, American Pickers? And sure enough, I looked at it, and it was about a 4 or 5 block walk.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
From the free dock. So off we went. See little clips of the video. We didn't take video inside, just because I didn't want to ask. I mean, they run their own TV show, but they want us taking video in there. But a lot of neat things.
A lot of neat things. Actually, and what I found interesting and didn't expect was the amount of old motorcycles, like small, or I guess maybe they'd be, well, I guess they were technically motorcycles. It kind of reminded me more of dirt bikes because they were just so smaller than what I think of as traditional motorcycles now. But just to see those real old motorcycles was pretty cool.
Back, there's a nice Mexican restaurant we stopped at.
It's
course,
very close to the free dock.
Yeah, just up from the free dock.
Like one block up.
Yeah, well, while we're there, or while we're walking to it, starts to rain. So it's okay, Amy, you go ahead and go to the restaurant. I'll run down, right there, I'll run down there, close things up, and come back up. Yeah, it's, a block. I won't get that wet.
Sorry. He got wet.
I'm glad you thought it was funny.
I do. It was funny. So I got to the restaurant, and they have some indoor seating, and then they have some outdoor seating that does have an overhang, so you're protected, and it looks out onto the river. And so I'm like, oh, well, it'd be nice to sit out there. And so that's where I started. And the rain started. It was still okay. Then the rain really came. And it was kind of blowing a little sideways, and the whole table was getting wet. Everything was blowing. I'm like, yeah, the server came out. I said, I apologize. Can we move inside instead?
I think I had us going because I was already a drowned rat when I got there. I'm like, what the heck are you doing to me? I'd like to dry off eventually.
It wasn't that wet at first. It just, yeah. So we ate inside.
And it poured the whole time.
It was like you were pouring a bucket over top.
Matter of fact, I think we had an extra drink after dinner
to wait for
because
the rain.
It was pouring that much. But then we got a beautiful rainbow.
Yes.
When we went out, which we got quite a few of those on this trip.
We did because it was springtime and the rain definitely showed up.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't spring. This is July, honey.
Well, that's right.
No, and this the one you just saw, and the ones that we saw at Keokuk, are interesting that you can see both ends of the rainbow. I've never seen that before. I see one end of it sometimes, but see both ends, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
So, that was a lot of fun.
It was.
So, well, where are we going next time?
Why are you asking me? I think Sebula.
Oh, yes, that's right. We're going to go to Sebula. we're going to go see General Pita.
We are.
We'll tell you about him and the rest of it next time.
Cheers.
Till then, cheers.